come to you live on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by the former national champion and National Player of the Year. What a run for Jay Williams.
If you want to tell the fans more about my accolades, I'm not going to stop you, but I think the attention should be focused on the game this evening. Let's pay attention to the court.
Jay, these 10 players on the court are ready to go, and so are we. Won by Brooklyn. Jay Williams, kid from Jersey, rooted for the Nets growing up. And where do you live now? Brooklyn.
Of course, I'm following my favorite team, and these comments are probably going to sound biased because they are. But Brooklyn is a completely different place. Only 5 minutes outside Manhattan. It almost feels like a suburb of the city. And the fact that it's culturally relevant, it just feels like Brooklyn is the new place to be.
First one goes down. And he makes them both. Kawhi Leonard matched up with Durant. To Beverly. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Sets him up. Marcus Morris tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
George. Harden's on him. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Brooklyn's got it. Irving to Harden. Irving buries it on the catch and shoot. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Beverly to Paul George. From the painted area, won't go down. Irving with the basketball. Up by 3. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free two.
Kyrie Irving at the line for 2 shots. A career 87% from the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Leonard to George. From long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
NBA Season 8 2021 games and highlights will be coming up next on Devin Smith's Showtime Sports in America.
Keep that same kind of tempo.
Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
To Beasley. Won't go down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Come on, DJ. Give the people what they want. I want that from my screensaver.
George matched up with Harden. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. George to Marcus Morris. It's George for two. Not going down for him this time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the sky.
NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Denver Nuggets 1-6-1-3, Atlanta Hawks 1-2-1-7.
Short jumper stays out. Second effort. Nice follow-up on the dunk there. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They looked lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Harden to Beasley. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Harden. He made his first effort, but not that time. Beverly into the front court. Down 8. To Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive.
NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Detroit Pistons 8-2-1, Orlando Magic 1-2-1-8.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Harden. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. James Harden. 2 of 4 now.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
George. Short jumper off the mark.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
The pass taken away by the Clippers. Beverly to Marcus Morris. That's rebounded by the Nets. Durant across the timeline. His team leads it by 10. Irving to Beasley. Nothing going here on that drive. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Short jumper won't fall. Beverly into the front court. They find themselves down 10. Here's Harden with the rock. Kyrie Irving, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Sacramento Kings 1-2-1-7, Milwaukee Bucks 1-7-1-3.
You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
George. Harden's on him. To Beverly. Nothing going here on that drive. To Marcus Morris. Has a chance. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
2 for 2 on that trip. Harden in possession. Lead stands at 10. Here comes the screen. Harden against Paul George. To Dinwiddie. 5 on the shot clock. Durant. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it. It's LA Clippers ball. To Paul George. Knocks it down off the step back. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Doesn't have the touch.
NBA Season 8 2021 matchups coming up next. Miami Heat 1317, Oklahoma City Thunder 1118.
George to Beverly. He's looking for that touch. Nets have it. To Harden. Has a look. James Harden. He's 3 for 7.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Now Doc wants a timeout. His guys find themselves down double digits already in this first quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Beverly to George. Ed Davis sends it away. This will be out of bounds off of Davis. Patrick Beverly, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Dinwiddie with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Harden. To Dinwiddie. Here comes the screen. Shot clock winding down. 2-point shot for James Harden. Knocks it down from mid-range.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Beverly into the front court. Down a dozen. To Leonard. Off the penetration, almost, but no good. To Harden. Trying to cash in. James Harden. With that, he's 5 for 9.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. Harden picked up by Patrick Patterson. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. Harden. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Beverly into the front court. His guys down big. To Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. To Paul George. Has a chance. Shot by George. Misses. Knocked loose. LeVert against George. Kawhi Leonard Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Nothing going here on that drive. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Strong finish for Paul George. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
It's Harden. Well defended. Shot no good. If it was anyone else, they'd be back on the bench for taking that shot. The first quarter's complete, and the Nets enjoying some breathing room. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Williams. Here comes the screen. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Kawhi Leonard. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 84% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Dinwiddie into the front court. He'll run the offense. Count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Leonard to Beverly. To Leonard. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
To Allen Crabbe. Has a look. Crabbe with a shot off the mark. Beverly into the front court. Trailing by 10. To Williams. Ed Davis pins it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Serge Ibaka. Entering the game for the Brooklyn Nets, number 35, Kevin Durant.
Williams to Leonard. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Bread and butter, and there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Durant up against Patterson. Screen coming. Fires the 3, and he knocks it down, Jay.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard to Ibaka, and he's going to the line to shoot.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Serge Ibaka, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 76% from the line. Knocks down the first. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. To Davis. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Leonard to Williams. Kennard to Leonard. Another chance. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Dinwiddie with the basketball. It's an 8-point lead. Screen coming. Curling inside. Short jumper off the mark. Williams across the timeline. Margins 8. To Luke Kennard. Kawhi Leonard, 4 out of 10.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Dinwiddie. Here comes the screen. Dinwiddie guarded by Patterson. Nothing going here on that drive. The screen sets him up for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Williams to Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. Kawhi Leonard against KD. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. And the rebound gathered in by Davis. Dinwiddie into the front court. His team on top by 8. Durant to Dinwiddie. Durant. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Oh, you've been in the gym, huh?
Into the game for LA, number 24, Marcus Wallace.
Goes 2 for 2. Kevin Durant has it. To Dinwiddie. The pass set it all up.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Here comes the screen. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
Kyrie across the timeline. Up 6.
Green, get over, get over.
To Beasley. The pass taken away by the Clippers. A lot of contact, no whistle.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body controls everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Durant. Cleared by Ibaka. Williams into the front court. Down 6. to Leonard. Down to 5 on the 24. And strokes it.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Nets have the basketball. Irving to Durant. And the Clippers able to clear the board. Williams across the timeline. Down 4. To Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting report.
Serge.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
For Brooklyn, number 13, James Harden.
Irving. The Nets now with 4 to shoot to Durant. Fires the 3. Textbook defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Kawhi Leonard. Not that time.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
Here comes the screen to Irving. Fine to shoot. Harden. He engulfed him that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Here comes the screen. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Beverly to Leonard. L.A. with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. Knocks it down off the step back.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Harden into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Durant to Harden. Beasley to Irving. Down to 5 on the 24. Shot for James Harden. Got it to go on the step back. Jay, he found a way. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Beverly to Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. A fundamental shot right there.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Harden has it up the floor. Beasley to Durant. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Nice finish at the rim.
Good shot, good shot.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
Kawhi Leonard, tough matchup against Durant. Here comes the screen to Marcus Morris. Beverly to Leonard. 4-3. Now that's a contest. Here's Irving into the front court. The lead is 2. Harden to Beasley. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Michael Beasley at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 76% from the line. First try, no good. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Clippers have the basketball to Beverly. Patrick Beverly. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Irving to Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden to Irving. 5 seconds to shoot. Nothing going here on that drive. Cleans it up. Marcus Morris with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Irving to Harden.
Double, double, double.
And the rebound taken in by Beverly. It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. Takes stock of the floor. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Kawhi Leonard. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
To the line, shooting.
And hits the first free throw.
Let's go, boy. Catch me out.
And gets both to drop at the line. That misses with 2 seconds to go. Time expires to end the first half. The Clippers have the lead.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Clippers are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Assists.
The first half is exactly what coaches want to see from their players offensively. The ball is moving, players are taking great shots, and the assist totals keep going up.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2.
that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. To George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Paul George, 4-2. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
You can't fall in love with the jump shots. You have to find ways to maybe even get to the free throw line. Keep your team in the game by putting points on the board.
Harden to Durant. Beverly into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Screen coming. Paul George. A pass stolen by the Nets. Durant. Tough matchup against George. To Irving. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Michael Beasley. George here against Harden. To Leonard. Serge Ibaka. He's now 4 for 6.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. To Durant. Sizing up the defense. Here comes the screen. Durant. Now to Jordan. Down low. DeAndre Jordan, look out. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters. But when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Beverly. Kawhi Leonard against Harden. Here comes the screen. Beverly to Marcus Morris. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Harden with it up top. His guys down 3. To Jordan. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. George to Marcus Morris. To Paul George. LA with 4 to shoot. It's PG for 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Serge Ibaka. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Irving to Beasley. Irving to Harden. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard rejects it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Leonard. And there's the whistle. Neither player giving up an inch. We have a tie-up. Well, as they get ready for the jump, someone's going to come away with the basketball. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Harden. No good. That's great defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine, and you call it a day.
KD with the rock. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Beverly to Ibaka. To Marcus Morris. Leonard. Patrick Beverly looking good. 4 for 5.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Irving. Not that time. He misses. Paul George to Ibaka. George to Ibaka. It was right there. Irving into the front court. His guys down by 9. Oh, scary stuff from DeAndre Jordan. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. To George. To Beverly. Going to launch beyond the arc. This guy's tough. Patrick Beverly, hand in his face, still drills it.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Nothing going here on that drive. Irving to Harden. Irving to Durant. To Jordan, down low. And a nice finish at the rim.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Ibaka, great feed. Short jumper won't go down.
I know he was absolutely shocked he was so open. I know we were shocked he was open. You got to make those.
Durant. Message received. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Beverly to Marcus Morris. Durant to Beasley. Durant to Harden. Trying to cash in. Off the mark. Well contested to Beverly. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Harden with the basketball. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Durant to Harden. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Beverly to Paul George. Strong finisher, Paul George.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To Irving. Kyrie Irving. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
To Marcus Morris. Has a chance. Morris's shot won't go down.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Leonard to George. Dinwiddie with the basketball. The deficit is 6. And scores on a nifty dance to the basket.
When one player goes down, or maybe in this case two, it gives a player an opportunity to really rise to the occasion. Well, that happened last year with Spencer Dinwiddie. When Jeremy Lin and D'Angelo Russell both went down to injury, this kid went from a D-League player to a starter in the NBA, and one of the most clutch players we had for the Brooklyn Nets this past year.
LeVert against George. Screen coming. To Beasley. Has a look. Shot by Beasley. That's off.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Serge Ibaka slams it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the ring.
Dinwiddie into the front court. Now down 6. Allen Crabbe up against Patterson. To Beasley. Shot won't go. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Paul George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. George. Tough shot. Well defended. Dinwiddie with the basketball. Down 6. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Beverly to George. L.A. with 4 to shoot. DeAndre Jordan sends it away.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Beverly. He was all over him. To Dinwiddie. Joakim Noah swats it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Big finish at the rim.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Dinwiddie into the front court. His guys can get a 2-for-1 if they time this out. Driving right to the basket.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. LA Clippers with the basketball to Paul George. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Paul George trying to cash in on a 3-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. The free throw good as he completes the 3-point play, and the lead is up to 9. Here comes the screen. Off the assist.
The assist from number 8.
Deep three at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Clippers are out in front. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And if you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the fourth.
Paul George fires. Not that time. Dinwiddie with the basketball. The margin standing now at 7. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and Patterson grabs the rebound. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Beverly to Williams. George smothering D. It's Brooklyn's ball. To Davis. Probing the defense. Ed Davis. Lets it fly from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Beverly. To George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Missed it. Not much more you can ask for from the defense there.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
To Dinwiddie. Shot clock winding down. Here's a chance from long range. Tough shot for Dinwiddie. No good. Beverly into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Williams. To Beverly. For 3. Can't connect. Dinwiddie into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. The screen sets him up for 2.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
Clippers have the basketball. To Beverly. Here comes the screen. Paul George to Beverly. Beyond the arc for 3. Patrick Beverly. He thrives in situations like these.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
George to Beverly. And he finishes at the rim.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Joakim Noah with a piece.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
To Beverly. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. George, defended by Kevin Durant. To Williams. Off the assist.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Cashes in for two.
There's no better feeling after a game after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game, and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
Paul George to Beverly. PG lets it fly. That's what you've come to expect. Your best players making baskets.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
To Harden. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Beverly to Paul George. Short jumper won't fall. Dinwiddie with the basketball. Right now, down 7. Harden to Durant. Nothing going here on that drive. Durant lets it fly. George to Beverly. To George. Wide open look, won't go. Dinwiddie into the front court. They trail by 7. To Durant. Able to convert inside.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Now the Clippers call a timeout. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game.
I think everyone in this building knows it's going to come down to the last 2 minutes. This game is going to be won with who decides to really show up on the defensive end of the ball.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Williams. LA with 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Rebound comes down to Brooklyn. Knocked loose. Irving. To Durant. From long range. Knocks it down and the foul. He's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
Ed, body control is everything, especially on the defensive side of the floor. That was a great contest up top, but your body hit him on the way down. That's a foul every time.
Michael Beasley with a chance at a 4-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Got it from the line. It's LA Clippers ball. Paul George to Marcus Morris. Batum against KD. Nikola Batum. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Here comes the screen. Harden. And the rebound taken in by George. To Marcus Morris. Batum. George. He missed his first 4 from downtown. He finally gets a 3 to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
Harden to Durant. Harden to Durant. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. George matched up with Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. To Beasley. Durant. Not easy. Have we ever seen anyone like KD?
Easy answer. No, he's the greatest offensive threat we've ever seen in the game. He has a 7'5" wingspan, and he's doing things that Russell Westbrook does with the ball. We've never seen it before.
To Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris, strong finish.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
James Harden. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Goes to the left side. Beverly. That's good D. Shot no good. Irving to Harden. Durant to Irving. Harden. And knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that 3-point shot than one instead from 22 feet. Timeout called here by the Clippers. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining. Shifting gears, here come some substitutions. To Paul George. Count the basket inside.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. To Durant. Probing the defense. Short jumper misses. George to Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. George can't go down. Smothering defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
This for the tie. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win a close one by 2. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers won this game after a close finish. The statistic that seemed to stand out in 3D is their assists. So many of their points were made possible by their team chemistry, and it was great to see. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Clippers. When you have a look at these highlights, you can see how this team wasn't able to get it together. It was definitely a frustrating loss. Check out the leading scores for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.